Hi, everybody. Welcome to the channel. This is a different kind of video. Um, well, starting out as a live stream, but if you're watching this after the fact, this is a different kind of video for us here on the VacTube. I was just wanting to talk about some things, not that have been bothering me. I mean, this isn't going to be a Marvel bashing video by any means. I don't believe in that, but I was just wanting to talk about some things that were concerning, others that were just weird, and others that are just comical. So if you'll bear with me, my co-host is running a little late, so and I had some stuff to do. I even posted it in the chat. Check this out. So, had some stuff come up, so had to go take care of that. And hour late, day late, dollar short. So anyway, I was just in the process of sharing this out. I've already shared it out on Facebook. Now I have to share it out on Twitter. And I have to go do this. And hit that button. Hit that button. There we go. Okay, now I go to Twitter. Oh, I don't even know how to do it on that screen. What am I doing? I got this other screen open. We can go do these. Whoops. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I really didn't. I never liked Twitter before, just because of the way the mob mentality, or just the mob itself, is trying to run things over there, and it's just it's crazy, it's stupid, it's crazy stupid. But now that I've got some friends on here, it's really turned it around. I like it. I really like it because I'm not on here a lot. I don't do the old. Let me move this tab to another window. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. What am I doing? Hey, there we go. I'm learning how to do stuff. Hey, what do you know? This old boomer is trying to do all kinds of stuff now. Okay, so I got it on Facebook and Twitter. I don't share anything on Instagram because it's like I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't know how to turn my head and go and show my butt. Nobody wants to see that drain wreck. My wife don't even want to see that. Oh man. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm going to load up some things over here. Okay. Make sure I'm spelling right. I saw something earlier that was very interesting. What am I doing? I'm so stupid. Wrong place to look. Okay. There we go. I watched that earlier. And I will fire that up. We'll mute that because that's turn that down a little more. Oh, no, it wasn't ready for you yet. So we will do that. And whoops, wrong button again. Wrong button again. There we go. Yeah, I saw this earlier, and really, I don't know, it made me think because the way she was talking a couple of days ago in another interview, it was, women are, underappreciated or not appreciated. There's no women in movies and no women to do this, no women to do that, blah, 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 yada, yada. Anyway, you get the point. But this interview was done one day ago on the BBC, and it was pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and just play a little bit of it.
Hello, Scarlett. You're Black Widow. You're still kind of Black Widow.
You can't really tell it there. Wait for her to stop smiling a little bit.
Happen?
I met with...
Okay. First off, does she not resemble a fish? She had lip work done. Yeah. She... I never would have thought her one of those people, but yeah, let's just marvel at that. Marvel. It's just, yeah. I never thought her to be one of those people that would do that, because she's one of them people that always had a natural beauty to her, and she's always really pretty. And why would you do that to yourself? But who knows what crap's been fed through her brain. People that she admires and respects telling her, "Oh no, you need to do this, you need to do that." It's yeah, I don't like it. Hey, my co-host is here. Hey, my friend.
Well, hello there.
How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I am Peachy King. I'm looking at Scarlett Johansson with fish lips.
Yeah, it does look like she has fish lips going on there.
Yeah, that's this interview was done a day ago, and I watched it this morning, and I was like, "Oh no, she got her lips done."
Yeah, I think she had a little bit done around her eyes there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's definitely had her work done. And it's like, why would you do that? I mean, she had such a natural beauty about her, and that's what really throws me off about people like that.
Yeah, I guess they figured we got the money, why not? Yeah, so did you watch the Black Widow yet?
I have not. And like I said before you got here, I was like, okay, this is not going to be a Marvel bashing video. I've just got some things that I want to talk about, but it's still, what the F Marvel, because there's some of that in there.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to bash anybody except for her fish lips. I was like, come on. She looks like a largemouth bass.
They're terrible. She's trying to be like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's it just kills me. But no, I was watching this interview when I watched it this morning. It really threw me off because how the other day, I don't know if you saw her interview or heard it, where she was talking about women aren't respected and aren't represented and all this. That she's pulling the whole whammon crap.
Yeah, I'm so tired of that mess. I'm just so over it. I've always been about women power and empowering other women, but there's a certain point where you just like, okay, enough is enough. Why are we bashing the men to make the women look better? It's ridiculous.
And that's the reason I wanted you on here. I wanted a woman's perspective, and I think you'd make a great co-host for from now on. So I figured,
Oh, well,
what the
thank
hell?
you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm having fun doing this. Why not share the fun?
Yeah, it is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is, and it keeps me from just inviting everybody on at the same time.
Yeah.
Or help me keep a more structured show. I mean,
Yep.
believe me, I love inviting everybody on and just shooting the shit. But there's like other times, like now, I just want to keep it low key and low key,
Loki.
and just yeah, that's another thing I want to get into too. But
Oh
anyway, this
gosh.
interview, she didn't say anything about the women stuff. Nothing.
Hmm.
And
Really?
yeah. I mean, let me just play.
Jon Favreau when he was casting Iron Man 2.
See, look how pretty she is there. Why would you need to get any work done?
You wouldn't.
I mean,
You wouldn't.
she's like, I'm sad I'm not Scarlett Johansson. But, that's me too. I'm sad I'm not Scarlett Johansson.
And we had a really great meeting. He's wonderful. And I was a big fan of the first Iron Man.
Weren't we all?
And I wanted
Love
to
that movie.
work with John and Robert.
Absolutely.
And then I did
Great
not get the
movie.
role. And I was, was pretty bummed about that.
Yeah, she didn't get the role at first. She was bummed. And what's funny is that she was talking about being objectified in Iron Man 2 as like a pawn or a chess piece or something like that, and just basically being a sex object.
Well,
And
did she never read the comic books? The Black Widow is a spy, and that's what she uses is her sexuality.
yeah, she contradicts that whole whammon thing in this interview. All of it. And I mean, it's 13 minutes long, but I watched it all, and she says nothing about the women stuff. And actually, I'll let her say it. I just can't remember what it is.
All the time. And then I fatefully several weeks later, the actor that was cast in the role originally was not able to do it because of a scheduling conflict. And so John called me and we met again. And I said, I'm extremely available still.
What's your name, lady?
Rushman, Natalie Rushman.
Front and center. Come into the church.
No, you're seriously not going to.
If it pleases the court, which it does.
It's no problem.
I'm sorry. He's very eccentric.
If anybody ever asks me about what advice I would have for other actors that are trying to make it, I say every opportunity is an opportunity to work, and you'll never get a better call than when you thought you lost a job and then you got it.
Rule number 1, never take your eye off your phone.
I was so excited to have like a second chance at it. It's been an incredible decade of time. I never, at that point, could never have imagined how life-changing all of this would be. I don't think any of us did. I mean, obviously, John and Robert had a sense of that, but as we collected other Avengers along the way, nobody could have foreseen, other than Kevin Feige, probably what potential this whole universe had, this whole cinematic universe had, and it's been rewarding in so many ways.
This is a big question as well, but what do you like most about Black Widow, about Natasha Romanoff?
I think the character has a lot of integrity. You know, she's not afraid to admit when she's wrong about something.
I'm not gonna stop.
You know I can't.
I don't regret this.
The real Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I had to pause that and say, yes.
Absolutely.
Very well in a team, but she also has leadership qualities.
Anyone's making trouble where they shouldn't comes through me.
Okay.
She doesn't really have an ego that
Okay, she kind of contradicts herself right here in about 10 seconds.
gets in the way of her decision making.
Doesn't have an ego.
And she's pragmatic, and I think it's kind of unexpected.
I used to have nothing.
I don't know if I describe her as humble exactly. She's not. I mean, she has a cockiness to her.
And then I got this job.
But she doesn't have this kind of flawed ego, I think, that sometimes.
Okay, I misunderstood that. She does not contradict herself right there. My bad. She said she doesn't have an ego and then she doesn't have a flawed ego. I thought she said the opposite. Oh, man, that's a face right there.
Yeah, right?
That's
All
a
the
Popeye
good
face.
spot.
No,
Yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Hey, Connor, what's up, buddy? Oh, no. Well, he was disappointed. Did you see it, Arlena?
I have not watched it. I probably will wait until it comes on Disney Plus as the regular stream.
Yeah.
I was worked up for it before the coof. And I had every intention of going seeing it in the theaters before all that happened. And then it's just kind of lost its luster for me. And then I've heard the reviews and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll just wait.
Yeah, me too. I've heard it's great. I've heard it sucks. And I'm like, come on, guys, make up your mind. I can't even get anybody in the middle of the road. They either love it or they hate it.
Yep. I heard the first part of it is supposed to be fantastic. And then like about midway it starts to go, feminization into everything. I mean, you got one of your best villains, what's his name? The Taskmaster. I don't want to spoil anything. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it and you don't want to be surprised, mute for just a second or leave for just a second because I'm going to spoil it. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Taskmaster in the comic books is a man, and he is one of the best villains. And they freaking make it a woman. What the fuck?
I heard that too. And that's where I get lost on a lot of things because sadly, I did not grow up reading the comics. And there's only very few comics I did read, and most of them were Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of based on the movies here and there and maybe a couple of random stuff. But I was never a comic book guy, which is another reason why having you here with me makes it all the better because you got the comic book knowledge.
I in the 90s coming up, that was I've always loved Marvel comics more than DC, so I can't help you out with much DC stuff. That was actually my dad. My dad loved DC, but he's of a way different generation. My dad was born in 1942, so he saw a lot of the first wave of Superman type stuff, and of course that would make you a DC fan. But I grew up. My introduction was the X-Men. I went to school and somebody had an X-Men comic book, and I'm like, oh, that, the drawing, the illustration looked really awesome. And he let me borrow it, and I took it home, and I looked, and I was stuck from then on. X-Men has always been my favorite. I love the X-Men, especially from the 90s. And then when they came out with the cartoon, I watched that. And that is very much like the comic books. It's very, very close to the comic books. But from there, I got into Captain America. I never really read a lot of Iron Man, but Iron Man wasn't really hugely popular. But yeah, I read a lot of them, and I'm so disappointed and so sad to see what's become of the Marvel Universe. And everybody's praising Kevin Feige. Well, no, he's turning it into what it is. The first half, Disney bought it out, halfway through when a lot of the movies were already made. And it's just turning into something that I don't recognize. Loki is a side character in his own show. Come on now.
Yeah. I think Feige is a whammon.
I
I
don't know
honestly
what
do.
Feige is, but
I honestly do. Everybody praises him and all that stuff, but like you said, most of the movies were made when Disney bought Marvel, and
mhm,
they've progressively gotten more and more bullshittier, for lack of a
feminized.
better term. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
everything is getting feminized, and it's like, why don't y'all do your research? Go back and look at movies and televisions from back in the 50s. I was, my wife
Yes.
was watching the game show channel a few weeks ago, and it had a show on there from the 50s. And I mean, it was like the women had the power then too. Because he
Oh,
was
let me
like,
tell you.
the host wanted him to say something kind of derogatory to his wife. And he's like, oh no, I got to go home with her. And she was like,
Yep.
yeah. So it's like, do your
Hmm.
research. It's like, everybody's like, oh, there's no women heroes. Ellen Ripley, Alien. She's
Hmm.
one of the greatest female heroes ever.
There's always been women here. I mean, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
You, she was one of the, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my recollection, growing up, she is one of the first strong female lead characters ever in a movie. And that's how she was written.
Yes.
And Carrie Fisher did such a wonderful job of portraying her that way. And it gave little girls something to look up to, and everybody's saying, oh, I need to see myself in that character. Why do you need to see yourself in that character? You should see yourself in their attributes. You don't have to see yourself in their sex, gender, skin tone, any of that stuff. And the attributes is where it should be important.
The only way I saw myself in Princess Leia was that slave outfit. Hell.
Ah!
But seriously, you're right. I mean, I believe you're right. Leia was the first strong, dominant female in movies, and God Almighty, I mean, they could have picked no one better.
No, they couldn't have. Mm-mm. And what's funny is, I fell in love with that character, and I wanted the Halloween costumes and everything, just like everybody else.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and what's so funny is I was a big tomboy growing up, so I had all kinds of boys' toys, but Princess Leia was right there with the boys.
yeah, because she could hang, she could hold her
Hmm.
own,
Yep, absolutely,
and I
without a
just said
doubt.
Ellen Ripley first because my go to is
First one
Leia.
that came to mind. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Justin, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Justin.
Welcome. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, and my first introduction, I guess, into the comics would be the 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman.
Hmm.
After I saw that movie and was blown away, I mean, it was just the late 70s was, oh my God. Because 77, you had Star Wars. 78, you had Superman. 79, you had Alien. It's like,
Hmm.
oh. I mean, granted, my dad took me to see Alien in 79. I was 8 years old, and I had nightmares for 2 weeks. And he laughed
Well,
while I
in
was sitting there freaking
'79, I
out.
was
But,
one. So,
well, I got a few years on you.
just a few.
But, I mean, it was, after that, I read a few Superman comics, and I liked them. As, I read the comics in the Sunday paper, like most kids my
Yep.
age from the 70s. Um, and, I read through, most all of them. The only one I didn't like was Dilbert because it was like an office job. And I was like, I don't want to work in an
Yeah, I
office.
thought that was stupid.
No, I like Garfield
Yeah.
and Andy Cap and all that stuff.
Oh man, I loved Garfield. Garfield was my favorite.
Oh, that's my spirit animal right there because he is such a smart
I
ass.
hate Mondays. I hate Mondays and I hate mornings.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. And, I read a few comics and I couldn't really get into them. And it's like, I'm more of a movie guy, movie and TV guy.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until God, the mid 90s where I actually got into reading. I mean, yes, I read in school and I can read and write and all that stuff. But,
Yay!
I mean, my first Star Wars book was Splinter of the Mind's Eye in '78, and I
Oh,
did read
such a
that.
fantastic book. Oh,
Yes,
great book.
and it
Great
is right
book.
there.
Yep.
I kept that. I treasured that. I mean, these are my Behind Darth Vader here. Those are my treasured books that I've had since I was a kid.
Mm.
Splinter of the Mind's
Nice little
Eye, Star
collection.
Wars, Han Solo's Revenge, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back with illustrations by Ralph McQuarrie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my treasures. I've had all of those since I was a little kid, and I'll never get rid of them.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, but like I said, I'm a movie guy. I'm a movie and TV guy. It's a lot easier for me to follow a story if I'm watching it on the screen. So, after that, I just really just kind of fell off. I watched anything in the '80s. It was either sci-fi or swords and knights, like
Oh, yeah.
Excalibur, Conan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what was her name?
Xena?
Red Sonja. Yeah, and it's funny. I couldn't get into Xena. I don't know why.
Really? I liked it.
Because it was set in the time period that I liked, and her companion was
Mm-hmm.
hot. But
Apparently she thought so too.
yes. But yeah, it's yeah, for that type of era. I mean, I loved King Arthur. I watched Excalibur in
Mm-hmm.
'81 when it came out, and I just sat there like I did when I watched Star Wars. I was just like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, enthralled, completely enthralled.
Yes. And I mean, I still get that way. If a movie encapsulates me enough, I'll just sit there and just watch and not move. Like the Tomorrow War. Have you seen that yet?
I have not. I do intend on watching it. I heard it was pretty good.
It is good.
But Chris Pratt is in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes,
and so
Justin,
it should be
he
good.
is.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is very
Justin. Yep.
good. It is very good. And I really want to talk about it, but I'll wait till you watch it, and then we'll come back online
Okay.
after you watch it, and we'll talk about it because I really liked it. Everybody's bitching about the time travel aspect of it. It's just a part of the escapism of a movie. You don't have to believe it. You just got to follow the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Connor says it was a good movie.
Yes. Connor is correct. I mean, yeah, I got to change the subject. So I'm about to start talking about it.
All right.
So let's go back to Pi Pi.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently Justin said it was good too.
Yes.
So I guess I'm the only one that hasn't watched it yet. So I have to make a point to watch it.
Yeah, and Justin, I agree. I don't know why it's getting a lot of hate. Mostly it's the time travel aspect. But
It's probably getting a lot of hate because people hate on Chris Pratt because he's not overtly political.
yeah, and I applaud him for that.
Absolutely.
He's just a regular guy.
Yeah. And I think he makes good movies. I probably haven't seen all his movies, but all of them that I have seen, they're really good.
Yes. The only one that fell flat in my eyes was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
And see,
That
I
one kind of
liked
fell
that one.
flat. I liked it, but out of all the, the movies that he's done, it was kind of at the bottom of the list. I mean, I still
Yeah.
liked it. Yeah. I mean, he did a great job as the character. And you're right, Justin. He is not woke enough.
Mm-hmm.
And more people are stepping up and saying, I don't like to be. I'm not going to be woke. And, he was damn good in Guardians. Finally,
Yeah, he was.
last Monday, I got my wife to watch Guardians, the first one. She
Oh, did she
refused to
like
watch.
it?
She refused to watch any of it. I think she did. I got to say that quietly. 'Cause she might hear me, but I really think she did because I was like, Star Lord, that's me. If I was a space guy, that'd be me because I'm always
I
doing
always said
stupid
if I
shit.
was any, yeah. I always said if I was any comic book superhero, I would want to be Rogue. Rogue
Oh
was always
yeah,
my favorite character.
yeah. And I remember when the first X-Men came out, everybody was hating on her for her
Hmm.
portrayal of Rogue, and I'm like, not knowing anything about the comics, and that was my first introduction into X-Men. Was the first
Hmm.
movie. I loved it. I was like, man, this is cool.
Yeah, it was okay. It was completely different from the comic book, which is why I really didn't care for it. But as far as casting goes, I think they did a great job with casting.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I can't say anything against the comic books because I didn't read them, but just coming at it from a fresh standpoint, knowing that they existed in comics before, but not reading
Hmm.
them, I liked it. The third one
Yeah.
kind of was like it was okay. The second one was pretty good.
Yeah. I think the second one was supposed to be their take on the Dark Phoenix saga, but it was so not the Dark Phoenix saga, but it was still a good story.
Yeah. Now, um, what did you think about the new X-Men, the younger generation X-Men that they're showing?
I um I liked them. I didn't love them, but I did like them because it was more. It still wasn't completely true to the comic book, but it was more true to the comic book.
Yeah, I got my top two is Days of Futures Past and First Class.
Hmm.
Those are my top
Yeah,
two.
Days of Future Past is by far my favorite.
What's up, brother?
I love it. Hello, Dark Side Dove. Yeah, that one is definitely my favorite.
I, I agree, Justin. I grew up watching that
Hmm. But
on
Justin,
PBS.
I think the hate is because Doctor Who is a woman. So,
Yep, the
and
woman and
Doctor Who
everything.
is Doctor Who is never. And me and my cousin talked about that. I'm gonna switch the subject real quick
Go ahead.
again.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
um,
That's what that's the way our streams work. We
okay. Uh,
just go all over.
so my cousin and I did talk about that not long ago. I can, I can, I could have accepted it if they would have made Doctor Who a black man. Because if you look at the history and how Doctor Who is created and how he comes about and everything, there could have been a glitch and he could have came out black, but he still would have been a man or even Asian. But for it to be a complete gender change, that makes no sense. Makes no sense at all.
Agreed. He was a time traveler, not an interdimensional traveler.
Exactly. Hello, Green
Yeah.
Lantern.
Yes, sir. So who's Jody? Is that the one playing the new Doctor?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, I didn't even watch it. I wasn't interested in it. But my son is a huge Doctor Who fan. Um, my son has inherited all of my nerdiness. It started with
Sweet.
Star Wars. It started with
Oh,
Star Wars.
and that
Yeah.
makes you a good mama.
And it it went from Star Wars to Doctor Who. He attempted Star Trek, but he did not like Star Trek. I even had him watch the original, and he just didn't like it. He said, "It's a ripoff of Star Wars." I said, "No, not really, because Star Trek came first."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. But so he and I have talked about Doctor Who, and his favorite Doctor is the 10th Doctor, which I think a lot of people like the 10th Doctor.
Isn't that David Tennant?
I think so.
I think it was always
can't
easy to
keep
remember
track
he
of
was the 10th
numbers.
Doctor because his last name was Tennant. His last name had 10
there
in
you
it.
go. Well, Justin says he always liked Tom Baker. What number was he? Justin, do you know?
Yeah, we need to know that because I don't even remember the name of the first Doctor, which is what I grew up watching.
No.
Back, he was from the 60s. He was the fourth.
Fourth. Okay. Going back there a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, back when they played the psychedelic music and all that stuff. Did you watch the Family Guy Star Wars episode?
Of course, Blue Harvest.
Oh, no, the first one.
I've seen them all. So
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it was
I
in
love
the
the
first one.
Family Guy.
I do too. And, the first one when they were going through hyperspace, and he was talking about, hyperspace always made him feel kind of something or another, and that showed a picture of Doctor Who and started playing some of that music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the original Doctor Who that they showed. I was like, oh, dude, I remember that guy.
Yes, Green Lantern, Doctor Who.
For the moment, we are talking Doctor Who. And, I wish I could get, yeah, dude, that's way these streams go. We're like, for lack of a better term, we're like a Mexican jumping stream. We just go all over the place. And eventually we come back, around to what we were talking about originally, but it just sometimes take a while to get there.
Yeah. So it's on the screen. Let's continue.
Character that has that power can sometimes feel that way.
We're still friends, right?
Depends on how hard you hit me.
She's not pretentious at all. I like that about her.
Now, you've been in
I can't get
8
past those
movies
fish
now.
lips.
This is your 9th. Black Widow, finally. How does it feel to finally be releasing it? And what did you want to say with this movie?
This film was a different experience for me because I produced the film and so was able to carve it out of nothing, really.
Before I was an Avenger, I made mistakes.
And it was like, what, 8-9 years too late?
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie should have been
She
made
should have
like,
had this years ago.
instead of
Had
Iron Man 3,
a
it should have
decade
been
of
Black Widow.
back story and experience and all of that. But because the character is really in a place we've never seen her before, which is without any sort of team or organization around her, and she's alone for the first time in her life, really. And because we didn't have the burden, or what can sometimes feel like a burden, of having to hand off another storyline or wrap something up.
You don't know everything about me.
Or answer a whole bunch of questions. We didn't have any of that, which was daunting.
The Avengers weren't my first family.
I wanted it to
I love
feel like there was some sort of closure for audiences.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time, what brings you home?
And I wanted it to feel different also than all of the other films in the MCU. I wanted it to look different and stand on its own.
Oh my God.
And I feel like we accomplished those things with this. I really feel that way about it. So it's wonderful for it to be finally coming out. And I also feel like this is the right time for it to come out. I don't think we could have made these kinds of decisions 10 years ago. And so it feels...
Okay. They couldn't have made those decisions 10 years ago. Why? 10
They
years
could
ago.
have made better decisions.
Yeah. You couldn't have made these decisions because everybody would have laughed at you. They said, no, let's do
Nobody
it this
would
way.
have
Let's
seen
do it
it.
cool. Yeah. I mean, let's do it cool. God almighty. Guys, don't y'all think she looks like a fish? Look at those bass lips, man. Man, I just want to see her eat some cheese.
All like it's supposed to happen this way.
You know, Gus, your character's death.
Soul for a soul.
Now, this part
Could
ripped
you-
me.
Tell me how it evolved on set and what your first reaction was to the news that she would die.
Well, I think we all knew there were going to be some pretty big losses
Whatever it takes.
Guys dress better.
in the Infinity War into Endgame.
Whatever it takes.
None of us thought we would all be spared.
Whatever it takes.
And none of us felt like that would be fair either. There had to be some sacrifices.
Whatever it takes.
So I wasn't surprised when I got the call. Kevin Feige called me, our boss at Marvel. I
Look
think he was
at him.
nervous to
Oh, I was going to stop
tell
it, but
me and sad about it, saying something along the lines of, we all expected that, there would have to be, like I said, some big sacrifices.
Whatever it takes.
It didn't surprise me that that was a choice that Nat would have made.
The last 5 years I've been trying to do one thing, get to right here. That's all it's been about, bringing everybody back.
No, don't you get all decent on me now.
I knew that she had to feel at peace with that decision
You know what I've become.
and that she was doing it out of love.
Oh, I don't judge people on their worst mistakes.
Love for a friend.
Maybe you should.
that was her platonic love.
You didn't.
It had to feel like she was resolved in that decision, and that the decision was hers, and it was happening to her because so much of her life has happened to her.
Okay. You win.
Shooting that scene, at first we actually shot it a couple of different times.
Tell my family I love them.
You tell them yourself.
I wonder actually if out there exists the longer version of the scene, because how it was scripted originally
This is cool.
was that Thanos's army kind of eventually finds us at Vormir and is like launches this huge attack on the two of us, and basically we
Boom.
are like fighting to get to the edge to make that ultimate sacrifice while also trying to survive long enough to get there. And then I got a call from the Russos and they said, okay, so
New idea.
we feel we need something like immediate. The stakes are so high, and then it just kind of immediately happens, and it feels like that will be a better, more impactful experience for the audience. And I thought so too.
The music played a huge part in this death scene.
No.
And so we went back and reshot that scene and really made it about that end moment between Nat and Clint. Just the rush of it. It was tough. I mean, it was emotionally really upsetting, but also very powerful. Jeremy Renner, who I think is one of the finest actors around, to be able to share that moment with him made it all the more powerful and poignant and really a highlight of my career. It felt like something was happening, was happening. And I think the scene is iconic because of that.
Yeah, let me go. It's so special.
It is so special. And
Yeah, and without him there in that scene with her, it wouldn't have been near as impactful.
Nope,
Just
not at all.
seeing, oh my God, man. It's just like, dude, I feel you.
of course, it's hard to accept it as the final moment and for the character, but it makes sense, I think.
Clint, where's Nat?
I love you in the blue reels. I absolutely love you. You're the queen of turning to the camera and smiling.
Let's get this guy.
Sometimes there's a wink.
I feel like I'm in a Campari.
You learn that the batons aren't that easy to swing around. There's a fine art to acting whilst sitting on someone's shoulders. all the sciencey dialogue.
What the hell is this made of?
Yeah, look at her. I mean, in all the bloopers and stuff, she's bitching about how she was used as like a sex object and all that stuff. Look how flirty she is.
It's part of the character.
I was wondering
Yeah.
whether you had a favorite like blooper.
I mean, even
you
when
may have
she was
had,
like,
because
"Oh, okay,
I
we're
love
not,
it when
you know,
and Chris are up close
we
and
screwed up the
personal when
scene, so
Soldier,
now
you
let's start
just
over."
can't
But
get the lines out.
Stop it.
Where is it?
I didn't do this to you. Go.
Where is it?
That's going on the outtakes.
We had this moment, I remember when we were doing Winter Soldier, where we go into this kind of burnt out old whatever bunker thing.
Is this the line when you say, Steve, we got a bogey, short range ballistic, and then you can't get the word out?
Oh my gosh, is that it? Oh my gosh, I think it is that moment.
Steve, we got a bogey, short range ballistic thermobaric payload.
You nailed it.
I could tell.
I cannot tell you how many times, I think we had to take a break from shooting because it was like, forget it. Because I'm never going to be able to say this.
Steve, we got a bogey, short range ballistic, 30 seconds tops.
From Iron Man 2, we did additional photography, and my line was, bogeys converging on the Oracle Pavilion, lock and load, the fight's coming to you. Try selling that. And I kept saying to Jon Favreau, I cannot sell this line. It is virtually impossible to sell this line. I was like, you do it. You tell me how to say it. Of course, he did it, and it was so good. So good. He's like, forget it.
You get in the cat suit, you do it. All right? I'll leave you.
Rolled it up.
God damn that guy. He can direct, he can act. I hate him.
See what I have to deal with here? 10 years of this.
Let me leave you with these two questions. What have been your most memorable fan interactions? What lines do you get in the street? Do you get people calling you Nat?
Yeah, it's
do you
coming
get
up
people
after
dressed
this.
as you? What happens?
Now people just scream Black Widow at me, which is so funny. So you go, oh yeah, I guess the movie's coming out. You know, they're not screaming out, for instance, my character's name from Under the Skin. They're screaming Black Widow.
What mementos are you keeping throughout your time as Black Widow? What made it home? Some
This.
batons?
I have every suit. I think it's actually in my contract, but at this point, I don't even know what's in my contract. It's been so long, so I'm just like, don't forget to wrap up my suit.
talks about being used as a sex object. Talking about whamming this, whamming that, but yet I get to keep all my suits.
Yeah, and they're pretty risque suits.
Uh-huh. Yep. They're the reason that the Avengers movies get paused.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was doing right before I did
This.
Avengers, I got a package in the mail from Kevin Feige, and it was my suit, like perfectly packaged in this Shield duffel bag that they had made for this gift. It was amazing. And then this whole stack of comics, and it said something, and they were all the Avengers comics, and the note said something like, it's time to suit up for your next mission. And I was like, what? This is the best job.
Well played, Kevin. Scarlett, thank you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed
Well,
Thoughts?
oh, you're muted.
Yeah, hang on a second. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that last part.
Temple. Well, yeah, I think she definitely contradicted herself from her earlier interview.
Yes.
She did. She did. How are you going to say that you were nothing but a sex object, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got to keep all the outfits though? Well, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, make up your mind. It's like, okay, well, in that interview, the Whammon interview, she was like, oh, I'm a mom now. I'm almost 35. And I was like, oh. But what it boils down to, she wants to direct. And in order for her to direct, she's got to start preaching the narrative. Because this, I mean, she was like all of a sudden, bam, Let's talk about this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she said she produced the movie, so
Mhm.
had, and then it couldn't have been done 10 years ago. Yeah, well, I think if it would have been done 10 years ago, it would have been far superior.
Yeah. As long as it had David Harbour in it still, because I love that dude.
Yeah. I love him in Stranger Things. He's
I
so good.
know. I want to do a Stranger Things stream soon
Oh, yeah.
because I love that. I love that show.
Love that
My
show.
wife loves it even more than I do.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh yeah, she's the one that turned me on to it because I heard about it and I was like, eh. And it was like season 2 was almost done before I even got into it.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
able to watch
I started,
season 1 and season 2.
yeah, I started season 1 because my kids were into it and they would call me and be like, "Have you watched it yet?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "You need to watch it. It's great. It's of your generation, that all that stuff that you like, that nerd and 80s stuff."
Yeah, God, I love the 80s stuff. That was my
Hmm.
decade, and to be honest, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's the best decade ever.
Oh, without a doubt. The 80s, besides the fashion, because we had some horrible fashion sense in the 80s. Besides the fashion, everything else about the 80s was fantastic.
Now, what was wrong with the parachute pants?
Oh man, come on. The leg warmers, yeah. The scrunchies.
Oh well, yeah, but y'all also got away with high waters, the super
Yeah.
giant hair.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
y'all kept,
I had 80s hair all the way.
yeah. I mean, girls of the '80s kept Aquanet in business.
Mall bangs. Mall bangs. I definitely had mall bangs.
Yeah, and then you had the friendship bracelets and
Hmm.
the O rings that everybody wore. Swatch.
Oh my gosh, yes, swatch. Everybody had to have a swatch.
Yep.
A swatch watch.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
Jeff
that was
Dunham
a
on that
great.
one. Good thing it wasn't made in Croatia. Hang on, what time is it? Let me look at my crotch.
Your crotch watch. Oh, that makes me think of Austin Powers when he goes spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Yeah, that was an old religious joke.
Yeah, I never knew that was a legitimate religious joke until my cousin was telling me about it. She went to Catholic school, and she was
Oh
like,
yeah.
"No, really, that's how the boys learned how they were supposed to properly do the sign of the cross." I was like, "No way! I thought it was just Austin Powers."
Wallet, watch, spectacle, testicle.
Oh, all right. What's our next subject there, boss man?
Oh shit, I ain't no boss man. Um, no, I was. Oh, that's for today. I forgot. Sorry, I was looking at my YouTube main page and Loki is doing a live stream today. I think at 5.
Oh, okay.
But it's talking about burning it down. I was like, some things need to be because
Yeah, yeah,
I was wanting to switch to Loki.
yeah. What a
Now,
disappointment that.
hey, Lord Crete, what's up, my friend?
Crete. And Marvel has made
Oh,
lots of boo boos recently.
no, no, no. They're perfect. They got their whammons and they're perfect. They're the bestest ever. However
Mhm.
you say
Hey,
it.
I got I got somebody at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. Dude, I know we're about to dive into the Loki stuff because it's I'm gonna wait on Darth to get back It's just, yeah. I don't know. Have y'all watched it at all? Because I've been watching it, and from the first episode, I was distraught, you might say. I was peeved, a wee bit perturbed. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is just crazy. Well, sometimes that's not so bad. Yeah, if you empty your mind of everything you've seen before this series, you can watch it. But if it's like, okay, I, it's really difficult to put into words without cussing a lot, because I want to cuss so bad. And I cuss on my stream sometimes, but I'm talking about tirade. I'm talking about an endless slew of curse words that ends in something to do with a banana and a straw hat. But yeah, I'm. Oh, but while we're waiting on her to get back, did y'all know that Trapper Wolf got his own action figure? I saw that last night and I started laughing. I was like, holy crap, Trapper Wolf is now embodied in the Star Wars universe with an action figure. And well deserved. I mean, he's done a lot of good for the Star Wars universe, so he deserves it. They need to make a Jon Favreau figure. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this video today, Green Lantern. That's why I wanted to do the video, because it's like, dude, you've already pushed away the comic book people. Now you're pushing away the people who did not read the comics. So it's like, dude, what the F? It's like, we want good content. It's like, they're, I hate to say it this way, but they're pulling a Star Wars. It's like they're changing everything up to fit what they want and not what should be. Hey, my friend.
All right, I'm back. That was my Walmart delivery.
Oh, well, la-di-da. Man, I wish I could get a Walmart delivery.
The perks of living in a city.
Oh, I'm
Even
sure
a
I
small
could,
city.
but yeah, I'm sure I could get a Walmart delivery, but I don't even go to Walmart anymore. I only go if I
Well, it's
absolutely
just
have to.
easier. Yeah,
Well,
I don't
yeah.
go to Walmart. I just I needed to get a few things, so I'm like, screw it, I'll just have them deliver it.
Shoot, yeah.
All right, what did I
Yep.
miss?
Oh, I haven't really gotten into anything. I've just kind of been him-hawing around. I was basically saying, well, Green Lantern said this. He's done as long as Marvel keeps going woke. And I'm with him on that, because
Yeah.
they've already pushed away the comic book fans, and now they're pushing away the non-comic book fans.
The normies.
Yeah. And when it comes to Marvel, I'm a normie. I'm just the movie guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, knowing what I've seen in the Marvel universe, and then Loki comes out. The first episode, I was perturbed, a wee bit pissed, because it undermined everything. Totally
Everything.
destroyed everything. Have you watched Loki at all?
I have tried to struggle through it. I actually cannot sit down and watch it because it's just so bad, in my opinion. So I've just been listening to the reviews. I
Well,
just
if
can't. I can't do it. I've been
did you
watching
watch
Heels
enough?
versus Babyface reviews
Yeah,
on
I love Ass.
it.
I love Ass.
Oh,
He's
he's
so
so
funny.
funny.
Yeah. Did you watch enough of the first episode to see him open that desk drawer and see what was inside
Yeah, with all the Infinity Stones.
that they use for paperweights? I
Yeah,
was like,
which
that right there lost me completely because I was like, okay, now I'm just watching this show to watch it and to see what it's going to do, but I'm not going to enjoy any of it, and I haven't because
yeah,
it's like, okay, with that part right there, you destroyed everything that came before it. Everything. It's all
absolutely.
gone.
Because
All of it's
it
out the
makes
window.
them void. It voids the significance of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. There was only 6 of them in the universe, and you get all 6 of them together, you can do whatever you want with it, but they had the drawer full of them. So what did that
Yeah,
even matter?
yeah.
And where were
At that
they
point,
when where were they when Thanos was snapping away half the universe?
yeah. I mean, is that part of their quote unquote definitive timeline that's supposed to happen? You know, it just undoes 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 everything that made the Marvel Cinematic Universe great.
Yeah. I mean, there was so much on the line in Infinity War and Endgame, more Infinity War, that had all the you could actually feel what they were going through in Infinity War.
Yeah.
And
hmm
to me, Infinity War was their peak. Endgame was good, but Infinity
hmm
War was just, oh God, it was so good.
It was so good. Um, Green Lantern. I wish I could start my own universe. Unfortunately, I can't.
Well, I've been
Um,
wanting to do that. Well, by
I
way
am
of
actually writing, but I'm
really
writing books. Yeah. Um, I'm a history major. So
nice.
anything dealing with history, I absolutely love. And I'm also into dark stuff, like vampires are my favorite.
Oh,
I love
sweet.
vampires.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's going it's actually going to be a series of books that I'm writing, and it's going to be and now I'm thinking about making my lead character a man just to piss everybody off because it was going to be a woman. Um, but I might switch her over to a man just to say fuck you, everybody.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, she's gonna. The basis of it is, if I stick with it being a female, she is going to influence pivotal moments in history.
Nice.
That's the basic premise of it.
Nice. So like a dark Forrest Gump. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I
A
know I love
vampire
that.
Forrest Gump.
I may not be a smart man, but I know what good blood is.
Teeth do what
No,
they
no, that
do.
Lieutenant Dan, you got new teeth. No, that sounds awesome, awesome, and I want to be one of the first to get your book.
Okay. All right.
Sign me up.
Yep. I've my cousin, you'll hear me talk about my cousin a lot because she's a big influence on me for a lot of stuff, and she's really the only person intellectually that is at my level in my family. Um or well, she's actually above me. She has like 3 doctrines. She's just so freaking
Wow.
smart.
Wow.
And so I can actually talk to her on an intellectual level, on a nerd level, just about anything. And she's, significantly older than me. She's a year older than my mom, but she's always been someone that I've felt comfortable talking to. So her and I talk a lot, and she's actually a writer. She's written a few things, and so she's really been helping me a lot with the
Oh yeah.
process and getting me the materials to know how to write, because writing certain scenes, like battle scenes, when you see them on TV, you're like, oh, this is awesome. But when you read them in a book, that what you see on TV has to relate to your imagination, and you have to be able to see it in your head as you would see it on TV. So it's there's some difficulty in writing that. But yeah, once I get it done, I'll make sure to send you a copy of it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because since I've
Yeah.
gotten older, I love history. I liked it in
Yeah.
school, but not the way they taught it. It's just kind of like, God, could you
Yeah.
teach it any more boring? It's like,
Well, yeah,
well,
that's
they
actually
invaded Germany and Poland in 1939. Like, oh my God, you're like Ben Stein from Forrest Bueller. Bueller,
oh God,
Bueller.
Bueller,
I was like, oh my
Bueller.
God, I'm like the dude asleep on the desk in his own spit. It was
Yeah,
like terrible.
history can easily be a very boring subject if you don't have a good teacher.
Yeah,
That's actually, I went to school to become a history teacher, but
nice.
after I got out of the Marine Corps, I decided against it because I would have been on the news asking me, why did you throw that chair at that student? Yeah, I didn't want to go through that.
Well, because I couldn't move it with my mind.
Yeah, right. No Jedi mind tricks. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
got in trouble.
I wanted to be the kind of teacher that students wanted to come to the class, because I had everything planned out, going through certain periods of time. I was going to dress up in period costumes and act like a
Right.
different person and all kinds of stuff, because history can be fun, but it can also be exceedingly boring.
Oh God, that reminds me. Do you remember the movie Teachers with Nick
Mm.
Nolte?
Oh, Nick Nolte. Yes, yes, yes.
And Richard
I'm going
Mulligan
back
was the
there a little
history teacher, but he was like from the nut
bit.
house. And he did that. He dressed in
Yeah.
like all period clothing to teach and stuff like that. And I thought, man, if my teacher would have done that, I would have been enamored with history.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been cool. It's like, man,
Yeah.
that would have been awesome.
Hmm. Oh, really, Justin? Wow. I attempted to do that, but they tried to tell me to go into math or science. They didn't have any room for English or history, which history, of course, being my first choice, but I also would have done English because I'm good at writing, and, English I've always done very well in English. But yeah, when they told me they couldn't do it unless I chose math or science, I'm out because I am horrible in math, decent in science, but not enough to teach either subject. So,
Right.
their loss.
Yeah, when I left high school, okay, let me read it. When I quit high school and left to go out in the real world, my geometry teacher begged me to stay and said, "Look, anytime you want to come back and teach, you come here and you come to my class and you can teach." I'm like, "I don't know how to teach." She's like, "Yeah, you can." So she was trying to encourage me to go into teaching, and that was in 1989 when I left school. 2 months into my senior year, I
Oh,
was so
so close.
stupid, so stupid.
So
I was so
close.
stupid. Well, 10 years later, I got my GED. The good enough diploma. Um,
I always called it a get an education dummy.
yeah, I've always called it the good enough diploma because it'll get you where you need to go. Um, turned it down. Had to teach in Philadelphia. Dude, I love science. I loved it in
Hmm.
school. I I just could not grasp it the way they taught it. Now, after I got
Yeah.
out of school, I started doing my own, reading and stuff like that, and I got a good handle on it. It's just the teachers in my hometown when I was growing up, they were teaching by a curriculum, and they had, excuse me, had a certain way to teach it, and they were all almost the same. It was almost like robots.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only one.
That's how it is here now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was back in the 80s. So the only one that was different, that stood out, was my English teacher, and she was from Germany. And, oh, she was so cool. So cool.
It's funny,
But,
though.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, she knew how to connect. She knew how to connect with the students and make it be their idea to learn. And I was like, man, if all of them did that, it would just, God, it would have been so much better. I would have stayed in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so bored.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is all boring. And that, that goes back to my geometry teacher. She was just like, you can stay and teach this class, because she would give us something to do, and I would just sit there and just write stuff down and get hundreds and stuff, because I did it all in my head. And
you weren't
it's
challenged.
Weird. Right. I wasn't. And knowing now, then, I'm a dumbass now. But back then, I had the potential to be really smart. Right.
Well,
now,
you're
I'm just
smart
like,
enough to have your own YouTube channel.
My frog has a YouTube channel.
Oh, no. Wait, I'm not subscribed to that one. I need a link. I'm not subscribed.
Actually, I did start another channel for basically talking about everything, not just limited to Star Wars and sci-fi. It just anything that comes up, we go there to talk. I called it Derelict's Den.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't got any content on it yet because I haven't got anything. I'm still working on building this one up, but I went ahead and nabbed that one so I could have it if I wanted it.
It's there when you need it.
Yes. Unlike, when people get big, I don't expect to get big. God, I didn't even expect to get this many subscribers. I only expected
how
to have
many are
maybe
you sitting at now?
56.
Oh, hey.
56.
I saw your stream with Coach had 120 views.
Yeah. I know. That's just like, man, I need to get more famous people on here.
Right? Nick's
so believe
next.
me, I'm trying. Oh, Nick, I'm going to get him on my music channel. On my Daryl the Derelict channel. I actually I actually did a karaoke song and posted there yesterday.
Oh, I haven't checked it out.
I haven't done anything on that channel in 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Or 5. 5 or 6 years. I started that channel. I was like, yeah, I have had a few drinks. Let's go play the guitar and throw something on YouTube, shall we? Yeah.
Nothing better to do.
Oh, yeah. And you can tell it's just like, oh, my God, dude, really? But I leave them up as a reminder. This is what I chose to do. So I'm going to have to sit here and eat that crow. But yeah, I went ahead and said, you know what? Yeah, I haven't sang in a long time. Haven't played even longer. And so I was like, well, I'm still waiting on some sound equipment to come in so I can plug my guitars in to my computer and record them. But I was like, well, hell with it. I've got some karaoke stuff. Let's just do that. So I just picked a random song and did that last night. And I was like, kind of like Marty McFly listening to himself in Back to the Future 2 when he's playing Johnny Be Good. He's like,
yeah. Not bad. I see Green Lantern asked, does anybody know any good animators? I don't. You mean personally, or Green Lantern personally, or just in general?
I do not know a good animator, but I know a good artist. And let me...
I would say Dave Filoni. Aside from that, no, not really. And personally, definitely not.
Okay, I'm going to share a screen here. I know a good artist who can draw stuff like this.
Oh wow, that's nice.
This is just him doodling.
Wow.
Yeah. And,
Wow.
he can draw, the Shanghai Samurai Boba Fett and just
Hmm.
sit there and draw a biker scout.
Oh wow.
It was
Impressive.
like, yeah, I've known this dude since this is my actual co-host of this channel who's never been on here yet, Brian. And, oh man, when he finally gets here, he's the angry snow trooper.
Oh yeah.
That's his code name or whatever he's going to use. Hang on. Dang it. Let me go to this and dadgummit. Why can't I not change that? Well, okay, let's start the camera back up. There we go. This is going to be his avatar. So he is the angry snow trooper. And that's his actual snow trooper outfit. That's him.
Oh, is he part of the 501st?
He's applying right now.
Awesome.
So
That's
he is
a nice suit.
oh dude, he's got Moon Knight. He's got that costume. This dude's like from back when we were kids, he cosplays. But he doesn't cosplay to go to like conventions and stuff. He just does it.
Oh wow.
I mean, Halloween is when he shines.
Oh, I love Halloween.
Oh God, I do too. So much. It is my favorite time of the year, my favorite holiday of the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, my favorite holiday is Christmas. I love Christmas. But yeah, Halloween is definitely a very, very close second.
Yeah, Halloween's my absolute favorite. Christmas I got burnt out on years ago. I mean, I still celebrate it with the kids and everything. But as far as like, as soon as like November 1st hits, the Christmas music starts, and I'm like, somebody kill me now.
Yeah, they have commercialized it a little too much for my liking, but I still love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to start our own universe.
Well, see, that's what I was going to bring up a while ago. I have been, and I've said it across other channels while I'm on there, even just texting in the chat. All of us fans need to get together and start fan film studios. That way we can make what we want and give Hollywood the big old.
Yeah, yeah. Like what's that one helmet what is that really good one that just came out? Helmet Heads or something like that?
Oh, Bucket Heads.
Bucket Heads, that's it. What did I get Helmet Heads from? Oh, what the hell?
No, you're good.
Yeah, Bucket Heads, man, that was really, really fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey.
But yeah, I mean,
that's 3. We got 3.
If I could, if you could get everybody in the fandom, all fandoms, not just sci-fi and Star Wars, all of them, horror, comedy, drama, whatever. Everybody on YouTube pitch in $10. We could start our own studios tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And we can start filming.
We'll bring in Gina Carano for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll bring in everybody. It's like you don't have to abide
has
to
nothing on us.
Oh yeah, screw that guy. Yeah, we bring in actors. It's like you don't have to abide by certain rules. If you think the movie's trash, that's fine. You done earned your paycheck. You're good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, you were in it. So if you're going to talk trash about it, you were still in it. So
yeah,
but no, it's like you don't have to abide by these rules. You don't have to dress a certain way. You don't have to believe a certain way. It's like, dude, you can just be yourself come in, let's go to work, have some fun, and maybe do
You
some
don't have
day.
to belong to a union.
Exactly. You don't have to
Yeah.
exactly no unions, none of this other bullshit. Come in, let's do some day drinking and shoot some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even blow some stuff up.
Yeah, Eddie, I think I have some friends that are close to Florida. They're on the Georgia Florida line.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they're fine. It wasn't too bad. It came through here Thursday as a tropical depression, so it wasn't bad. We had a little bit of flooding, but yeah, I think the biggest thing they got going on down there in Florida now is that building collapse. Those poor people, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw in the news
Yep.
this morning they're still working. Even though it's raining, they're still working through the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, there's
after Eddie,
dedicated.
yeah, after Eddie says this, he says this.
All right.
Oh man, holy crap! God Almighty, we've
Yep.
been going for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness. And I haven't even finished talking about Loki yet.
Shoot,
But we're
no,
not really missing anything by not talking about Loki.
that's true. That's true. Like basically in a nutshell, that first episode, if you watch that, you realize it kind of throws everything out that came before it. And if you empty your head and just become a Swiss noodle, you can watch it and possibly enjoy it. But you can't think about everything that came before that.
No, you absolutely cannot. And it's just like I was so excited when they announced all these TV shows, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki. I was like, yes, because all of these, I love them all. And then I started watching WandaVision, and I enjoyed it at first. I thought it was great all the way up to the last episode. And the last episode just ruined it for me. Because it really, really did a lot of a House of M comic book. A lot of that seemed like it was implemented in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. But that last episode, it just, I did not like it. I thought it ruined the whole thing for me. She did all this, and then you just let her walk away with no consequences to what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had no appearance, and then found out later there was no appearance from Doctor Strange because he's a man. And God forbid a man be in, interrupt Wanda while she's doing her thing. But it would have been fitting and it would have been appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
yeah, it would have been. It's like,
yeah,
he's got a penis, so he can't be in it.
yeah. Come on now. That shit's getting on my last nerve. And
Dude,
then
I'm with you. I am with you.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was really looking forward to that because I absolutely, and their real life relationship is so hilarious. I love watching interviews with them because they just go at each other, and they're just, if you've never watched, anyone out there, if you've never watched the videos with Anthony Mackie and what's the Winter Soldier's name? My mind just drew blank.
Had you not asked me, I'd have been able to tell you.
Anyway, Anthony Mackie and the guy that plays the Winter Soldier, who I actually have a crush on and can't think of his name.
He is quite cute.
Their real life relationship is just so hilarious. They're just too much. They're too funny.
Oh yeah,
Go
Anthony
watch
Mackie
this
is
video.
like, this dude is Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan, yes.
Yeah. And he's like, Sebastian's just like a log. I'm sitting there talking to a log over here. He's just like no emotion.
Yeah, but it's so funny. And so I'm looking at those leading up to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then looking at the past movies and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is going to be so great. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. And then it comes out and it's SJW and freaking, it's horrible. And critical race theory, all that. I was just, I watched it all the way through because I kept thinking maybe it's going to get better. Maybe it's going to get better. But, and that wasn't it the second episode or the third episode, wherever it was, where they're walking down the street and the cops show up and that scene there, I just turned it off. I stopped watching. I
Yep.
couldn't finish watching that episode. I did go back later and finish watching it. But at that point, I was done with it. But I was
Yeah.
really hoping it would get better, especially because that first episode, it started out so good. And
Mhm.
I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is what we need. Action packed and buddy cop,
Yeah.
type deal, which is what it should have been, and it ended up not being. And I was just so utterly disappointed, when um what's his name has the best character arc and he was only in 3 episodes. That speaks volumes about your writers.
Oh, the old Winter Soldier guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Baron.
can't remember. Oh, I can't
Yeah,
remember his name.
yeah, the
But
Baron. I can't think of his
oh,
damn.
the
I can't
Baron.
think of
Oh,
anybody's name.
that guy. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. When
I thought it was
he
creative
is
how they
only
used
in,
him.
yeah, it was. But when he's only in like 3 or 4 episodes, and he has your best character arc of everybody, that I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't
No,
cuss.
you're right.
I did cuss. I
You're
did cuss.
fine.
He was saying "watch your
We,
language," but he was talking to Eddie. Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because Eddie's just sitting there.
Oh,
I
I
am
am Groot.
good. That's the first thing I wanted to say is I am Groot. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
language.
Language.
That's perfect, Eddie. That
Yeah.
was funny.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but then, I had hopes for Loki and struggling through half of that first episode. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm like, how are you going to have a character like Loki just be a secondary character in his own show?
Well, okay. Thinking back to how he was in the first Avengers, how diabolical and just evil turd that he was.
Mm-hmm.
For him to go into the TVA in that first episode and completely change his way of thinking and turn his life around, that took him 6 or 7 years in the MCU, which only took him 6 or 7 minutes in that episode to get to where
Yeah.
he was. To where he was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, okay. Yeah, I'm a turd. I screwed up. And man, I need to change my ways. No, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have believed that crap they showed him on the TV. He'd be like, what the hell is this? Piss off. Give me my
Or
magic
he
back
would have
and
been
I'll
like,
tear your eye out.
yeah, or he would have been like, yep, that's exactly what I did. What are you going to do? Deal with it.
It's like,
I'm the
oh,
trickster god. That's what I do.
yeah. And then everybody's, bitching about the female Loki and how they're creating a romantic relationship. I was like, of course, Loki loves himself more than anybody. Why
Yeah.
is that a surprise to anybody?
Yeah. But they say it's supposed to be the female Loki, but she calls herself Sylvia, and she's more like the Enchantress than she is a female Loki.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't understand any of it, but it's just I'm done. And that's another reason why I'm just not watching going to the movie theater to see Black Widow.
I got to say this real quick to Eddie. Is there a female Loki? Let me just say this. I am Groot. There you go. I hope that answers it for you, buddy.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
I am Groot. Yeah, I mean,
and
I thought
I
I
agree.
was going to watch it.
Green Lantern. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
high hopes too. Yep.
Well, I never really had high hopes because immediately they started preaching Phase 4 as the women. And I'm like, okay, they've kind of forced that on us in Endgame, making that one scene where all the female Avengers were together.
Yeah, and see, I
For
didn't have an issue with that one. I just because of the flow. Um,
normally, I
if it
wouldn't
wouldn't
have an
have gone
issue.
with the flow, but yeah, I didn't. Me personally, and I'm absolutely not feminist in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Um, but I liked that scene. Um, it went with the flow. It didn't. It wasn't out of place. So I enjoyed it. It was okay.
Well, to me, no, you're fine. You're fine. To me, the only thing that made it out of place is they were there to protect Captain Marvel, the most OP superhero.
Oh God, I
She
hate
just
her.
took down Thanos' ship by herself. And all these people,
Yeah,
don't worry, she's got help. It's like, she don't need your help, dude. She just plowed through
no.
that spaceship in like 3 moves and destroyed it. So it's
Hmm.
like, okay, if it was one of the other ones and they were all there to do that, that would have been better. That at least would
Yeah.
have been a little more believable. But they're all there to protect her. It's like, really? and, and yeah, it's just, but that just brings to mind what I always compared that scene to was the scene in season 2 of The Mandalorian, the season ender, where all the
Hmm.
girls came together on Moff Gideon's ship. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, dude, that was beautiful. Absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful. I
yeah.
love that scene. It's like I just
They
got
were
on
all
the edge of
kicking
my seat
ass.
and went, oh shit, here's the squad. Let's go. I was cheering them on. It was awesome. I'm
And
getting
it
cold
fit.
chills. Yeah,
It
it
fit.
fit. But
That's what made it so great. It fit. It wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't anything extraordinary. It fit
right,
beautifully.
and that's what I love about the beauty of the writing because
Hmm.
if you do it right, it's natural, it's organic, and nobody complains about it. And it's just everybody's like, yeah, let's go, kick that ass. And then when
Hmm.
it's forced down our throats and they point it out, say, oh, wait, look over here. We got these over
Hmm.
here. Come here. Let's go over here now. Let's stop playing and let's go over here and pay attention to them for a minute. And then we can come back over here and play what we're doing. And that's what it comes off to me as. I mean, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I don't mean any offense by saying that. That's just my opinion.
No, no, no. None
And
taken. Yeah, but you're right when it comes to that with them. Who are there to help her. She's like Justin said, the bestest ever. You know,
yeah,
I hate Brie Larson and I hate Captain Marvel. I didn't
you're not
like her in the
alone.
comic. Actually, Miss Marvel, I didn't like in the comic books. And when my daughter first told me about the Captain Marvel movie that was coming out, and she was saying Captain Marvel, she, and I was like, I don't remember Captain Marvel being a woman. Let me go look this up because maybe I could be
Hmm.
mistaken. Um, it was Miss Marvel, and eventually Miss Marvel became Captain Marvel, but that was an unsuccessful run. But it was all just terrible.
Yeah,
I don't like Captain Marvel. Yes, I wish they would bring in the X-Men and um, I've said this before. I actually did a super chat on Echo Base and said I really wish that they would bring in Rogue and do her origin story so we would
yeah,
get rid of Captain Marvel because Rogue
absolutely.
took Captain Marvel's powers and that's how Rogue is able to fly and do all that stuff. So
Oh
really
yeah.
wish they would bring her in. Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan was Miss Marvel, and you would know that. I would not. That's why I have her on here, Eddie. She knows all the comic book stuff. I don't. I got a clue.
Not all of it. A good good grand portion of it, though.
which is way more than I know. Yes, Eddie, she was griping about, in that interview, not the one we showed, but in the interview the other day, she was like, oh, yeah, women equal pay and all that stuff. And she's worth over $100 million. So it's like, go to your mansion and cry with your $100 bills and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
I'm
slip.
so sick of all this. Oh, there's a wage gap and all. Well, why don't you go and look at the reason that there's wage gaps? There's such a difference between what men and women make. You got to look at the basics of it, just like basic economics. If you look at the basics of it, men make more than women because of the fields that they choose to work in.
Yeah.
And predominantly when a woman chooses to work in a male dominated field, she ends up making more than the men.
Mm-hmm.
So where, it's all blown out of proportion. It's all stupid. It makes no damn sense. And I'm fucking over all of it.
I
so
am with you. And working in an industry that I work in the water industry. So
mm-hmm.
basically I provide people with water. And we've had a couple of women that work in this field, and yeah, they end up making more than we do.
Yeah.
Doing the same job.
I work in construction. Actually, you say you work in water. We are infrastructure. I actually work for an infrastructure company. And
Nice.
right now we're building we're not building it, but we are refurbishing a water treatment facility.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's always fun.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not one of the field guys. I do work in infrastructure, but I'm an office manager, more or less. I'm administration, payroll, all that jazz. Basically an office manager if you look at the description. But
well, I mean, but you got to know what you're doing to do what you do.
Yeah. And I tell you, it's an industry that is very interesting. Water treatment, very interesting.
Yes.
But yeah,
a lot more complicated than people think.
Yeah, a lot more. You got to have a knowledge of chemistry, definitely.
Yes. Oh, yes. You don't know chemistry, you might as well just stay home.
Yeah. And so when ScarJo talks about, being upset about how much you also have to look at her name versus Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is a much bigger name than at the time Scarlett Johansson.
Well, yeah, he's been around since the 80s.
He's been around forever.
Yeah.
And of course he's the headliner of the damn movie. Why would he not make more to begin with?
Right.
But as you go on, you should make more money. Yeah. But until, you can start giving your money away to other people, like you said, go to your damn mansion behind your wall that surrounds your mansion and cry into your $100 bills.
Yep. Yippers.
Sorry,
what?
my cat. My cat keeps trying to walk on my laptop. I'm like, no.
You should.
Yeah. So if you hear a meow or a thud, it's me throwing my cat.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with throwing it.
Not really. I would never throw him. I love my baby.
Well, sometimes you have to lightly
Kenobi.
toss them. Nice.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is his name. He's such a good boy.
Nice.
Except when he tries to walk on my laptop.
Yeah, I have Panther, Demon, and Luna.
Yeah.
Panther is just... My God, Panther weighs almost 20 pounds.
Oh, my gosh.
He's huge. Once he got cut, yeah, he ballooned. He ballooned nicely. And Demon... it's a fitting name because when you pet him, he loves to bite you.
Oh,
but it's it's nurturing for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you start loving on him, something like that, he'll just turn around and take a plug out of you. But he's doing it out of love. And I'm sitting there going, you little son of a, you know. And then, and you know, his tail talks a lot of shit to him. So he'll just be laying there and all of a sudden his tail will start flapping and he'll start attacking his tail, getting pissed off at it. It's funniest
That
damn
is so
thing.
funny.
And Luna, she's the
Yeah.
little Siamese, so she looks at me like this. She got the little cross-eyed thing going on there.
Yep. Oh yeah. There's
Poor
just
baby.
my aunt. My mom has a Siamese, and he has the cross eyes. And my aunt actually asked my mom, "Do you think he can see straight?" Ah, it's like Lord,
Probably
Lord,
not.
Lord.
Probably not.
Yeah. If you were cross-eyed, do
Probably
you
not.
think you could see straight? I mean, come on
Hell
now.
no. It's like, man, I see double. Okay, there. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
man.
it is.
Well, this has been fun. This has been a
Yeah,
lot
it
of fun.
has.
I have just,
It really
God, I've had so
has.
much fun. Are you free on Tuesday?
I work until 5 o'clock. Come
But
home
you're
on
an hour ahead of me,
Sunday.
right?
Yes. I'm on the East Coast, so yeah.
Okay, so you get off at 4 o'clock my time.
Hmm.
So, and I stream at 6, which will be 7 your time.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So
Shoot
let's
me
do
over
this
there.
again on Tuesday. I will do that.
All right.
I will do it. And thank you everybody for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it because my dogs have been needing to go outside and I'm late.
All right. Hey, you guys in the chat, make sure you hit that like button, and I think we can share the video, right? We can
Yeah.
share it on YouTube. Yeah. Make sure you
Absolutely.
share it.
Thank
Get Daryl out there. Get us some more subscribers. More
Hell
people to
yeah.
talk to.
Hell yeah, because she is my unofficial co-host from now on. We'll make it official one day, but right now it's unofficial. It's preliminary, but I'm pretty sure it'll be official one day, very soon.
I'm
thanks,
just
guys.
a Padawan.
Actually, I'm your Padawan because you got the comic knowledge. I don't. So
Well, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're Padawan squared, I guess.
Yeah. And
You're
and
Padawan,
Coach
I'm
and Nick
Padawan.
will be our masters, I guess.
Oh no. Well, I mean, I guess if you're going to be in the chat tonight, it's just going to be Nick.
Of course. Yeah, I saw
So.
that. I'm a little disappointed, but yeah,
Well, he's
at
gonna have
least we get
Robert.
a live stream.
Yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett's going to be on with him.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's going to
that
be
was
good.
the best live stream ever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, let's
Yeah.
wrap it on up.
All right. Well, thank you guys
else
in the
Tuesday.
chat. Thank you, Darthelina, for helping me out. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
And if you are watching this after the fact, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and go check everybody else out. And we will see y'all on Echo Base Network.
Good night.
Y'all take it easy.